Hi viewers, welcome to another edition of If You Ask Jimmy. Today we'll be talking about the controversy surrounding Pastor Poju Oyemade's statement that Nigerian doctors, that it takes just like 500,000 to train a doctor in Nigeria. And that has generated a lot of brouhaha. People are replying him, and because it seems as if we are living on earth, the rest of us, and probably Pastor Poju is living on another planet. And probably, while other people are thinking, or most people are thinking, that Pastor Poju is talking about medical doctors, maybe Pastor Poju was talking about native doctors. Maybe probably native doctors can be trained for 500,000. A doctor is a doctor. So we are going to be discussing Pastor Poju's Lamba, Poju Oyemade's Lamba today. And then it's an opportunity for us to sensitize ourselves when we need to tell these pastors and our leaders to get their facts right, to get their facts together next time. And also, it's so unfortunate that this is coming from Pastor Poju, because he's one of the people in the forefront of leadership conversation in Nigeria, and is one person that has been hosting the platform where he brings a lot of achievers in the Nigerian system and the political leaders to come and talk to the people annually on Independence Day in several sessions. And while many people love his personality, some people love his church, and some of the reasons could be attributed to the fact that he is very positive and believes in the future of Nigeria. But this one did not go down well with people. It didn't go unnoticed. And when people start thinking that our leaders are disconnected, this is one evidence. This is somebody, I pity Pastor Poju Oyemade, because I think he's a good man and he has a very good heart. And he's been around for so long and he has stayed out of controversy. But this one is very huge. It reflects the fact that, in Nigeria, we say, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. So the fact that people are up there, they are visible, it doesn't mean they actually know what is going on. It was even quoting that statistics doesn't work in certain ways in Nigeria. I'm going to break it down, but I need you to hear what he's saying first. Guys, please, let's move this channel. Help me to move this channel to 1,000 subscribers. I'm embarking on Project 1,000 right now. Please look at that subscribe button. Click that subscribe. It is that white button that has black background. Just click that subscribe button. Thank you very much. And please like this video and share to other people. I appreciate your subscription. All right, let's see what Pastor Poju is saying here.
A group of people, and people have been programmed on social media to hate their country.
As he's talking, I'll be interjecting to analyze some of these things. Now, first thing he said is that people are being programmed to hate their country. He is a lover of Nigeria, and it's good to preach and propagate the necessity for Nigerians to love their country. So he was in America and was sitting down with a set of Nigerians. Let's continue with the clip.
I told them, I said, listen, before you continue, Nigeria, a person will graduate as a medical doctor and spend 500,000 throughout.
Did you hear that? Is that medical doctor or did you hear that? Is this pastor really serious? Is he talking about medical or native doctor? Let us continue.
Throughout. I said in America, and they're working in John Hopkins. Go and ask them how much. You graduate from John Hopkins, you graduate from Harvard as a doctor, and you spend $2,000. Are you okay? Do you know how much money you spend? Now, Nigerians are ungrateful. They will go through everything, education. How much do they spend there? Go there. I said, look, you see a Nigerian, if they tell him in Nigeria to do 2 jobs, he will cost your life out. He will come to America, can wake up in the morning, do first job, do second job, do Uber, and do everything he's doing. I said, if they put the fraction of this energy they put here in their country, they will have blown. They kept quiet. He told me, he said, listen, what's your plan rate in Nigeria. I said, we don't calculate unemployment rate. He said, no, you must give me a figure.
Hold it, Pastor. Who told you that we don't calculate the employment rate in Nigeria? Can you see how some of our supposed to be informed leaders, because this man is a very huge leader in Nigeria, he's one pastor that have attracted a lot of our political leaders. You know, sometimes we come out, we say that this pastor should tell truth to power. Which truth is Pastor Poju going to tell to power that he himself, he doesn't get his facts right and is totally, ignorant? I'm sorry to say, man of God, with due apologies, you have expressed thorough ignorance of the situation on ground. You see, that's why some of these people, they carry on as if nothing is wrong with Nigeria. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics comes out with the unemployment rate. When statistics favor us, we hail them. When it seems like it's incredible, we abuse them. But they are doing their job to the best of their ability. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long, but in the process of analyzing Pastor Poju's Lambert, this is very, very huge, misinformation and misrepresentation. And interestingly, the Nigerian Association of Medical Docs, National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has come out to debunk all this Lambert, all this untruth, and all this incorrect and inaccurate information being given by this respected man of God. Let's hear one or two aspects more, then I will go ahead and break it down for you. Okay.
I said there's no figure. Nigeria, there's nothing like that. Let me tell you why. Yaba did a trade just for church members to sell things. I thought they just put out tents like this, 1, 2, 3 in the car park. I wasn't saying this thing is a waste of time. One lady said, came to me, Pastor, thank you for doing this. Now, just to show you, she was selling wigs. She has a job. Before my eyes, somebody came out of the church and bought 3 wigs, each to 250,000. That business is not registered. 750 grand that girl carried home. There's no job she's doing. So if somebody is in their house and just starts selling wig, are they unemployed? No. But are they registered as employed? No. Our statistics here is different. Understand your terrain. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see, one of the problems with Naira, people don't understand their terrain. Understand your terrain. In America, you will sell like that. IRS is coming for you. And you go and sell 50,000. Out of that 70,000, 200,000 belongs to the government.
No, sir. No, sir. Guys, if I keep playing on this video to analyze it, it will be very, very long, and I don't want this video to get long. Pastor. Man of God. Honestly, this is a big disappointment coming from this great man of God. In the first place, 750, somebody sold 3 weeks. And those weeks, each of them is 250,000. And you are saying that IRS, which is the Internal Revenue Service of the United States, will come after this person and the person will pay at least 200,000 in America. No, sir. I live in the US. I'm making this video from the US. It doesn't work that way, sir. Sometimes people who don't live in foreign countries, they make assertions that they cannot even justify just because they have traveled a lot and they have some little information which they sometimes misrepresent. Sir, is when somebody sells a market for 250,000 each, is that 250,000 profits? 100%. I mean, he didn't use money to buy that thing. When people buy markets, sir, you are a pastor. Maybe you don't. You collect some other kind of money, tithe and first fruit. You don't know how people do business. There is cost price and there is selling price. The difference between the cost and the selling price is what is called the profit. And it might not even be net profit. It might be gross profit. Because at the end of the day, this person incurred expenses on transportation That was at your Yaba branch church. That person, that's not where they live. They took transportation to that place. And there are a lot of other costs that they might incur in the process. So it is not part of cost price. The taxation is not on the cost price. The taxation, there's something that is called profit before interest but tax, PBIT, and there is profit after, the interest and tax. So, sir, that person didn't sell to pocket 250,000. They invested money, and there's profit after tax. There is profit before tax. You can ask. That's basic financial accounting, sir. Let me see one or two areas that you are talking about, Pastor. Pastor, which planet are you living? Oh no, I'm addressing this. Which planet is this pastor living in? As far back as many years ago, a lot of students don't get accommodation on campus. Even the accommodation of most students in 4 years of university will even be up to or more than 500,000, especially in the cities. You are talking of Nigeria as a general entity. Private schools, do you know how much they charge? You are a highly placed person. In Nigeria, you are a VIP. Is that how much the children of your, colleagues pay in Covenant, in, Babcock, in other kind of universities? And now, it's so pathetic. Even people that go to public schools, they pay their rent alone, not to talk of other fees that they need to pay throughout the year. Pastor, how much do you think people are paying as tuition fees now? People like you went to school with government subsidy, free. If you are in your late 50s, you probably went to school. Even at my age, in my early 50s, I went to school at a time that tuition fee was around 90, 120, and when it got to, I think when it got 120 Naira, we protested. There was a time in Unilag, I visited one man, like a big brother in Unilag sometimes ago. They served them full chicken. They have meal tickets. They have lunch tickets. They lived in, only like 2 in a room. And everything about them was subsidized. Before they finished, there's job waiting for them. But this whole thing shows that there's a lot of disconnect from reality. You are using, when people say in London, in America, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, people just throw in anything foreign to Nigeria, we respect them as if they are better than us locally. It's very pathetic. Well, let us see how the Doctors Association themselves debunk. It's not what I have to say that matters here. Let us even look at what the Doctors Association is saying, because they have come out to counter the statements of this pastor. In a statement shared via x.com on Monday, National Association of Resident Doctors described Oyemade's remark as gross misrepresentation of the challenges faced by medical practitioners in Nigeria. They said in that letter, "With due respect, sir, your recent comments reflect a misunderstanding of the realities surrounding medical education and healthcare system in Nigeria." The statement read, NARD pointed to a peer-reviewed study by Oshoba et al. 2021, published in the Pan-African Medical Journal, which places the cost of training a doctor in Nigeria between $21,000 and $51,000, far above Oyemade's claim. Do you know what that means now? That means from like 30 million Naira to something around 75 million Naira if we convert it to dollar today. So, sir, it's not 500,000. It is 100 times more than that. Far beyond your claim. These figures cannot, I was reading. These figures account for tuition, living expenses, and associated costs. The association also drew attention to the wage disparity, noting that Nigerian doctors earn an average of $250,000 monthly, around $170, while U.S. doctors, despite higher education costs, earn about $16,000, that is $24 million per month. That's according to the letter of NARD. In addressing immigration, NARD highlighted that many Nigerian families spend over $10,000 to help their doctors qualify to work abroad. The association took particular issue with Oyemade's insinuation that Nigerian professionals are ungrateful. This is not about ingratitude. Nigerian doctors are among the most hardworking and resilient globally, NARD emphasized. While the health system is in a state of crisis, many citizens cannot afford medical tourism. It's easy for pastors with access to tithes and offering to seek care abroad. Very true. To seek care abroad. Very, very true. But their average Nigerian church members cannot. NARD concluded by urging Pastor Oyemade to use his platform more responsibly, calling on him to advocate for health reforms instead of making dismissive comments about healthcare professionals. We urge you to speak truth to power. Which truth is Pastor going to say now that he himself is not getting his facts right? And advocate for a better health system. Nigeria currently ranks 142nd out of 195 globally, they wrote. It may be worth considering the apostles' model, focusing on prayer, fasting, and the word, rather than serving tables. Fantastic. Pastor Poju, you are just too. Pastor Poju is just too big for what happened. Honestly, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Nigerians are very enterprising. They are very hardworking. I know he wants to pass a positive comment, message across that people should wake up and Nigerians should see beyond maybe white collar job and at least get doing something. Pastor, people are really hustling in Nigeria. I have watched the disconnect between the rich and the poor in Nigeria, and part of the reason why the problem persists is that there are people that are in pastorate who are religious leaders, in politics who are political leaders, and in a lot of institutions who are technocrats because of their office and the booties, the bounties, and all the perks of their office, and all the looting and the stealing and the corruption and the tithe and the offering and the first fruits and all the manipulation. They cannot believe that some people eat 1 meal a day. They cannot believe that things are tough out there and how expensive things are. They cannot believe that some people are still earning less than 77,000 in Nigeria and they are paying rent. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I am really conscious of the length of this video. Otherwise, I will break it down because I live in the US and a lot of times people think that it is uhuru here. It's a very organized system, but at the same time, life is not perfect here. Okay? I appreciate the aspect you're talking about Nigerian parents and how, because I stopped the video in between. I know somewhere along the line that we are some of the most successful communities in demographies in America. Sir, it's not dollar-wise, sir. It's education-wise. Okay? Education-wise. Because when you look at the demography, I'm trying to even demography of successful immigrants by ratio in America. It is true that we have the highest number of what is it called now, PhD 2025. I'm trying to search something. We have the highest number of PhDs, masters, and other things, but we are not the most successful set of people when it comes to investment and other things. I was just trying to find the information, but it's okay. I think I just have to close this. It shows how disconnected some people are with what is happening on ground. A lot of people have come for Pastor online. I pity Pastor because he has done a lot of great things here, but it shows that this information gap. And to end it, TV is now democratized, radio is democratized, internet is democratized. There was a time that only these pastors have access to the to the communication space, to the information dissemination media, and whatever they say, that's how they were able to lock many people's life down and to just be ruling people's life. But now, sir, this phone that you are looking at, you see, these phones, they are very, very, very handy for almost everybody, and people will fact check you, people will respond, and people have a right to actually correct the kind of anomalies that is propagated by leaders, religious and political. Sorry, Pastor Poju. I don't know which planet Pastor Poju is living in. And I don't know whether it's talking about medical doctors or native doctors. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on the next one. Please, let's take it the subscription to 1,000. I really appreciate you. Take care and see you on the next one. Bye.